That's because he's physically dead.
He's white.
But the spirit doesn't die.
Isn't that true of most of the dead?
I think it is true when it's added to his people. There's a meaning.
So you want to say no one is dead?
Death is a separation from God. That some people are dead even when they're living.
Playing word games. Moses is dead.
That you're more than free to have that belief.
Yeah, I'm just using the English language. But, like, you want to play word games, it's fun.
You can again continue to misrepresent me by claiming I play games, when in reality I'm telling you that some people are dead even
You
when
asked
they
me to
live.
read Exodus 2, whatever. Go read the last 9 verses of Deuteronomy and then get back to whether or not Moses died.
Yeah, the last, again, I already explained to you that that's physical death, and death is not limited to that.
Right.
The spiritual death.
He's dead. He's not dead. I get it.
He is physically dead.
Right.
Don't you believe in the resurrection of the dead?
This is how it goes in Christian places, I assume.
You assume, exactly.
I assume it's difficult for you guys to just say dead is dead.
I think it's difficult for you guys to read your Torah.
You mean like when it says Moses died?
I mean like when it says if you don't keep Shabbos, then you are not a Jew.
We read that. That's why we keep the Shabbos.
I'm also referring to the part where it says that death is not only physical. In fact, again, as I said, there is an afterlife and there's the resurrection of the dead. For you to believe that Moshe is dead, I would say is Chilul Hashem.
Okay, so it's a Chilul Hashem to quote the words of the Torah. Interesting.
It is Chilul Hashem to misinterpret it to satisfy your...
To misinterpret?
Correct.
Moses
because Moses didn't try to... Moses is not a kid, and neither is God, and he gave you something that is very clear so that you may have no excuse for misinterpreting it. The Torah is a very simple book. It's a very simple book. In fact, it's designed in a way that the biggest retard would understand.
Do you find that there's any struggle amongst the Christian community to come to terms with accepting the reality of death?
I think there's a struggle in not the Jewish community, although some Jews like your humble self when it comes to understanding the concept of Torah, which is that death is not something, is that you're speaking about physical death. However, the reason why thou shalt not sin and break God's commandments, because there's an afterlife where you will be judged after death. Therefore, you don't cease to exist after you physically die. Life begins after death, in the reunity with God. So I think you guys don't seem, well, I wouldn't say all you guys, just like you assume all of us. I assure you, I know the Torah more than any Jew you met. So, regardless, you can believe what you want.
I'm charitably going to assume that you lost track of exactly what I asked you, but I will interpret your answer as a yes.
I would really appreciate it if you stop assuming things.
No, it's fine, Randy, you can just listen to the end of my sentence. I'm going to interpret your response as a yes.
You can interpret my ball sack, as far as I'm concerned.
I doubt you remember the question, but it seemed like a very...
The question is very clear. Do you think that the Christians struggle with the concept of death?
And do you remember your answer?
I definitely remembered my answer. I'm cognitively present more than you ever would be. And I told you that I think...
Repeat your answer, please.
So I will repeat my answer. Unlike you, I will not assume, because that's not
mattering. You should just
I'm not
listen
going to
right
express your community.
I just think
I will say that there are some Jews like yourself who have a difficulty when it comes to understanding the Torah itself and the concept of physical death versus spiritual death, because you, according to your own faith and your sages, believe in
Ryan, are you there?
Therefore, you do not cease to exist after you are separated from your heavenly.
Why do you never check your messages?
You also believe in the resurrection of the dead. Therefore, for you to make these statements shows me that you don't understand the Torah you speak on. So, again, it's not about Christian or Jew.
Excuse me, Rabbi, what are you talking about right now? What are you
talking about?
Responding to the question I asked him, which was, do you think that Christians struggle with accepting the reality of death? This is his answer to that question.
Correct. But it's not the Christians who misunderstand that.
He is actually
neither is it the Jews.
Verbatim to what he said the first time.
Yeah. Because I told you I'm cognitively there.
That's
So,
fine.
Rabbi...
I don't know how you... Randy, I understand you're making an argument, and you probably even think it's maybe persuasive. To me, it's I hear it as yes. Yes, Christians do struggle.
Fine. I don't care how you hear it. Yeah. See, the prophet Isaiah said they will hear, but they will not understand. I don't expect you to understand. What I can tell you is that it's not a Christian or Jewish thing. I'm not even giving you the Christian